Welcome to the midweek edition of Litter Media Live. It's Wednesday, April 8th of 2026. I'm Dan Ramey.
I'm Aaron Glanton.
He's Aaron Glanton. Yes. In tow.
What about my toes?
That's kind of like I brought you along.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've been in tow for 2.5 years.
Yes, he has. And sooner or later, well, we've let you fly on your own a little bit here, haven't we?
I've spread my wings a few times.
Yeah. Got to be careful with that. We don't want to clip those wings.
I don't want to fly too close to the sun either.
That's right. But you will go to the moon.
I would love to go to the moon.
I've still been fascinated by this whole Artemis.
Yeah.
And what's it, Orion, I think is the name of the capsule they're in, and the whole deal. I just, as having been a kid growing up during the Apollo program.
But who missed the moonwalk.
Who missed the moonwalk live. I did miss it live.
Man.
But I've had the opportunity to hear Neil Armstrong talk about what it was like. And I even interviewed Buzz Aldrin a few years ago on radio. And he was in his,
cool.
Gosh, I think he was 83 at the time, talking about what that experience was like. So yeah, just it's fascinating. And to know that there are 4 humans who have ever seen the other side of the moon. The way that they saw it.
Yeah, all at once they saw the far side. People, that's one thing I've seen people saying, we've been to the far side of the moon before. Yeah. We haven't seen it all at once like this crew has. That's the thing. They're orbiting farther away from the surface of the moon than we have in previous attempts. So they're seeing a bigger picture.
Yeah, you're getting the big picture, which is something we've never had before.
Right. The whole picture.
Yeah. And what they expected to see. You know, I'm sure they've had images of some sort, but not the wide screen version, so to speak. And so they finally got that. So this has been a really big time for space. And I'm not a geek as far as that's, but I'm geeked out about it.
Yeah.
It's really
Anybody who's not thrilled about space travel is boring to me.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I've never been to a launch. I'd like to do that sometime.
Yeah.
To see the rocket actually take off and feel the thrust. And
let's see if we can get Matt Litter to cover Apollo or Artemis 3 for us.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
You think we could maybe get out on a boat somewhere and just watch it from the water?
Maybe.
I saw one, was it the International Space Station was showing, because there was an astronaut doing a spacewalk when the launch was going by.
I did see that, yeah.
That was absolutely fantastic. It was incredible. So, all right, enough geeking out, I guess. So we've got things to tell you about. We're going to geek out about the weather. We like that. So let's do it right now. Sunshine is 65 today. Clear, not as cool tonight. Low temperatures around 47. Tomorrow, looking for more sun and 73, maybe even 74 degrees. But then by Friday, sun, 72. Saturday, there's a slight chance of rain in the early morning hours. But then the sun will come back out 65 and will be near 80 degrees come Sunday. We've been looking forward to this.
Yes.
And we've worked hard for it. So
yes, we have.
We're being rewarded in that aspect. So that's a look at the forecast for you. We've got some good news to share with you today. It's always beneficial news that you can use, and it's just around the corner on the way next. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is your trusted comfort advisor. If you have an issue in your home, your business, maybe you're building a home or building a new business, they're grade A contractors as well. Heating, cooling, and plumbing. Accurate does it all. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website, accuratehvac.com.
At Tomlinson Insurance, we've been protecting families, farms, and businesses since 1853. From auto, home, farm, life, or health, we tailor coverage that fits your world. With multiple carriers to meet your insurance needs. Real people, real service, local agents who can answer the phone and care when it matters most. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call or stop by today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
For beneficial news that you can use, make sure you bookmark littermedia.com. It's a great way to start your day, and you can take a little detour to our social media pages as well. Up in the upper right-hand corner of our homepage at littermedia.com, you'll find links to our Facebook, X, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and Litter Media Radio. So it's a hub of all the beneficial news that you can use.
It is that, and we expanded it even more so yesterday when we added a link to the Chillicothe-Ross Chamber of Commerce's new branding that they have for us. This is the Digital Times, a brand new digital platform designed to highlight the stories, businesses, and opportunities that power our local economy. You'll find sections dedicated to business and industry, education, healthcare, quality of life, and real estate, and member spotlights as well. So if you are a chamber member and you receive the Chamber Connection, they had a link for this, but you now can access it from the main menu on our website, littermedia.com, right there.
And it's right there on that top bar. Super convenient, hard to miss.
Absolutely. A really cool thing. I perused through it yesterday, and I thought to myself, this takes it another step further about the positivity of our community. So
yeah, it does.
Hats off to the folks at the Chillicothe-Ross Chamber of Commerce.
The annual Scioto River cleanup is scheduled for April 18th, a week from this Saturday. Ross County Litter Control's Sarah Wood was on a special edition of Litter Media Live yesterday to explain.
Now, for the river specifically, this is, and we're always dependent upon what the rains bring to us, and because if we have a heavy rain, usually the river swells up, and that creates difficulties with trying to clean it up.
That's correct. We've had a couple years that we've had to cancel because of that. Last year it was up a little bit high, but thankfully it had went down just in time for us to have our event. We have it rain or shine, but yes, we do err on precaution of safety.
Now, of course, we're doing this in one day, and you're seeing some of the collection that was done. Was this last year?
This was last year.
So you all get bags, and you put things into these bags, and they're collected and brought back. But it's amazing the types of things that you will find that has been washed up by the river. And we can thank a lot of our friends from Pickaway County for some of this coming down here, right?
Yes.
We're not putting blame on them at all.
Yes. We do find lots of things. We've found refrigerators, car parts, all kinds of things. You can probably say it, and yes, we could probably say we found it.
Yeah.
So
now here you're looking at the stretch that will be cleaned up. It goes from the 35 bridge and then stretches down to, does it go beyond the boat ramp?
We've had a couple people go up along the flood wall a little bit, but no, not really. We just kind of do the boat ramp around the boat ramp and then up towards 35.
The area stretches from the US 35 bridge south to the boat ramp on the west side of the river in the Yaktangi Park Annex. The cleanup will take place from 9 a.m. to noon on April 18th. Volunteers will need to dress appropriately, wear mud boots and old clothes. Wood reminded viewers to enjoy the Earth Gathering, which will take place in the Yaktangi Park at the Pump House Center for the Arts from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. So immediately after the cleanup, go have some fun.
Yeah, you just roll to the other side of the flood wall and enjoy.
Yeah.
Lancaster has a new logo, and here it is, and a tagline to go with it. Both were introduced Tuesday by Mayor Don McDaniel and Service Safety Director Carrie Woody. The new brand identity and tagline, Love Our Lancaster, were developed by Lancaster-based Krill Communications. The new brand incorporates a stylized, fused image of the Lancaster City Hall clock tower that was built in 1898, and the Lancaster Fountain in Zane Square, which has been downtown since 1890. And as you can see on the screen here, the color palette includes a combination of blues, greens, and cream colors. The city will be gradually replacing signage, vehicle decals, documents as they need to be replaced. They said we want to do this responsibly, and we don't want to just throw a bunch of money into it because it's all tax dollars. So as they get a new vehicle or something, then it'll get a new logo and that sort of thing. So watch for that to slowly be rolled out by the city of Lancaster.
Yeah, absolutely. Goodwill of South Central Ohio and Pike Solid Waste District are working together on a recycling event this Saturday in the parking lot of Waverly's Raidiger Field. Is that how you say that?
Raidiger Field.
Raidiger Field. Mm-hmm. They'll be accepting household hazardous waste, paper for shredding, scrap tires with a limit of 10 per vehicle, electronics, styrofoam, clothing and shoes, prescription drugs for tape back, and televisions will be accepted for a small fee. Those dropping off must be a Pike County resident, and an Ohio's driver's license is required.
I have a TV to get rid of. So I think Saturday will involve my going over to Waverly to show my proof of being a Pike County resident and my driver's license and
cash for your TV, because there's a
cash
small
for the
fee.
TV. Yeah, I think there were different levels of cash. I think this TV will probably be a $13 disposal.
How big is it?
It's about, well, it's not a flat screen. It's an old TV, and it is about this. It's about this wide, about that deep, and stands about that tall. It's going to be a load. Weighs about probably between 50 and 120 pounds.
That's a large television.
It's like a big dog that doesn't have legs and move.
I was going to say, I'll take that off your hands, but I don't have anywhere to put that hunk of junk.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to like I think we got it in the late 90s.
Perfect for VHS tapes.
It is that, and playing Atari games. You could do that.
Yeah.
Because it has the RCA connections on the front of the TV.
So anything up to the Nintendo Wii.
It's still in good shape.
Yeah.
It really is, but it's just taking up space.
Yeah.
And I don't have it connected to anything. So
I'll tell you, if you are a retro gamer, inquire with Dan Ramey about that, because old games look better on CRTVs versus flat screens.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Just something to there was something about living in the 1980s.
Yeah.
There were some good things. There were. Even Hall & Oates. If you were around Ross County Courthouse yesterday, you might have seen this group of kids out there working, witnessing the youth helping with the landscaping. It's a group of students from the Ross County Christian Academy, spreading mulch, planting flowers, and freshening up the landscaping for spring, which, as we mentioned to you yesterday, prom photo time is here. So even the older students, the juniors and seniors who are going to prom, they will appreciate the landscaping being done there as well. So yes, well done, Eagles. Way to go. All right. Coming up, we'll take a look at what's making the world spin as far as sports is concerned. A lot of it local. Details coming up next.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc. Minimally invasive spinal surgery got him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Find a career you love with Chillicothe-Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Chillicothe-Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Time for sports, and we start with a look at our Haynes Total Healthcare Center high school scoreboard at littermedia.com, where you can find all the scores going on. We want to start off with softball because Chillicothe used a 6-run 6th inning to beat Scioto last night, 9-1. Lady Cavs are 11-0. Elsewhere, Miami Trace took Waverly 6-4. It was Logan Elm beating McLean 12-2. Jackson defeated Zane Trace 16-2, and Peebles edged Hillsborough 9-8. In baseball, in the Shack, White Oaks' Isaiah Clift pitches a 2-hit shutout in the Wildcats' 2-0 win over Manchester. In non-league games, Payne Valley blasted Fairfield 16-1. Piketon beat Alexander 14-4, and Hillsborough took Peebles 10-3. Scioto outlasted Chillicothe in volleyball last night. The Cavaliers took the first set 25-17. Then Scioto won the next two 25-16, 25-21. Chillicothe bounced back and won the fourth set 27-25 to force a fifth. And Scioto took the match with a 15-11 win. The Shermans improved to 3-2. They will host the Ross County Christian Academy Thursday. The Cavaliers are 1-4. They'll be back at Hatton Gym tonight as they host Central Crossing. In tennis, Chillicothe blanked Hillsborough 5-0, and Circleville nipped Bloom Carroll 3-2. And lacrosse, the Lady Cavs earned their first win of the season, edging Buckeye Valley 11-9. You can see all that on the Haynes Total Healthcare Center high school scoreboard at littermedia.com.
In the professional circuit, we start off with the Blue Jackets, and they snapped their 6-game losing streak with the shootout win in Detroit. 2 more road games at Buffalo and Montreal, and then they're going to finish up at home with Boston and Washington. The CBJ trail Ottawa by 2 points in the final wild card spot.
There is no wiggle room.
None.
They have to win out to guarantee a shot at it. But if you're Ottawa, you've got to win out to guarantee that the Blue Jackets don't leapfrog you. So there's a lot on the line here that's dependent upon other people, but that 6-game losing streak really hampered them.
Yeah.
But man, what a valiant effort to get back into this with 4 hockey matches to go.
Well, let's talk about a winning streak. The Reds entered the 9th inning trailing the Marlins 2-0. And they forced extra innings and scored 4 runs in the 10th for a 6-3 win and their 4th straight. The Reds are tied with Milwaukee atop the NL Central at 8-3. Game 3 is tonight at 6:40.
Yes, this is a 4-game set, and I tuned in. It was the top of the 9th inning, and Alcantara, the pitcher for Miami, was sterling last night. And then they made a switch because he got, I think it was Matt McLean and Eli de la Cruz on base, walked him. And so they make the pitching change. And then all Hades breaks loose. Reds do a double steal, so they move to second and third. Nobody's out. And then McLean scores, and then Ellie comes along, and he scores on a wild pitch. And like, we're tied up, baby. We're going into extra frames. And then they scored 4 more times in the 10th inning to come away with that win. While they are tied with Milwaukee for the lead in the NL Central, the AL Central is being led by the Guardians, a 2-1 win over the Kansas City Royals yesterday. They will wrap up that series in Cleveland this afternoon. And one thing that we allowed to slip by us, Ramirez, who plays for the Guardians, he has now played in 1,621 games for Cleveland, becoming the longest tenured Cleveland baseball player in the franchise history.
That's a lot of games.
And he
What's that, like 2 seasons?
Well, he started as an Indian. But he started that as an Indian and now as a Guardian. Wow. So congratulations to him. Very nice. On the way, this date in history, we look at the art world.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane, custom tank colors and wraps. Find out how a propane tank can be beautiful at litterpropane.com.
The Pike County Career and Technology Center provides hands-on, skilled trades training with engaging curriculums and endless possibilities. From automotive technology, carpentry, business management, to culinary arts and interactive media. From electricity, welding, HVAC, engineering, and medical technology, to pre-nursing, basic food service, and public safety. We're preparing our youth for America's workforce through today's technology. To learn more about Pike County CTC, visit pikectc.org.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it. Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Time for this date in history, and we go back to 1820. The famous ancient Greek statue. And we checked on the pronunciation of this.
Yes.
I've always heard of it called Venus de Milo, but it's actually Venus de Milo, discovered in the Aegean island of Milos. There you go. Very nice.
Very nice.
First time we've had anything pornographic on the program.
Yes.
But it's art. It was a statue, right?
That was correct.
And just like our drawing of the beard the other day, I said, you can't just throw this
There's
up.
no defining features.
We had to throw the lip on for the beard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to make sure there was a little, so you wouldn't just think it was, what's that? You have to have a little bit of, I guess in this instance, protuberance.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I'm going to let you keep talking. I'm just not going to say anything. I already know which Litter Media short I'll be making today.
Have you enjoyed the shorts? This is video shorts that you've been putting together of our program on a regular basis, and
yes.
A number of people have been hitting on that.
I think a lot of people probably don't watch the show because sometimes it's. The other day we went for 40 minutes, and a lot of people see that and they don't think, I got time to sit here and watch this whole thing.
Sure.
So,
but it's beneficial news.
It is beneficial news you can use. So that's why I'm taking it and putting it into smaller, more digestible tidbits.
Precisely.
And they'll come across them and say, wow, these guys are, this is beneficial news. I should watch the entire program.
And maybe I'd like to see more.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can see more. National Days. This is something that we started after the turn of the year because you got a calendar for Christmas.
Yes, my mother got me a calendar. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Amy.
Today, April 8th, it is All Is Ours Day, Empanada Day, and Zoo Lovers Day.
Wait a second. What was the first?
All Is Ours Day. 3 simple expressions of gratitude is what it says on the back. Mm-hmm. Reflect, appreciate, and share.
All is ours.
Take time to appreciate the beauty of nature and all the wonderful things in life. Watch the birds, marvel at the new spring blooms, or simply gaze at the stars. So, nature appreciation. This world was given to us, and appreciate it. Take the time today.
I did some of that this morning with my camera. On the way in, I was spring flowers are obviously popping out everywhere, wildflowers. And on my drive along Morgan's Fork Road in Pike County, I've seen the flowers growing. So I took time to take my camera, put the lens on it, and actually take pictures as opposed to just snapping with my smartphone. And have yet to develop them, but we'll try and share what we have seen.
Yeah. Well, good job. You already celebrated today's day.
And didn't even realize I was doing it.
Yeah. So now you need to take Amelia to the zoo.
That's true. That's one thing I've not done yet. She's been to the zoo, but not with Pop. So
I love the zoo.
There was something. I went to the zoo when I was a kid. I think I was 6 years old when I first got the opportunity to go to the zoo. And it was so cool to see an elephant for the first time. Later in my life, I would ride an elephant.
I've never ridden an elephant.
You've not?
How is that?
It's different. It is. I think at the state fair, they had opportunities to do something like that, but I haven't been to the state fair for eons. But this was, the circus was coming here to Chillicothe, and so we got to be like a ringmaster for the day. Local celebrities would come in and do that, and then got to ride an elephant.
That's pretty cool.
There was a little step ladder kind of thing that gets you to its leg. You put your foot on its
So it wasn't like in Temple of Doom when
no.
Steven Spielberg's wife can't get on the elephant.
Right. And so it was along the lines of grab the ear, hold on to the ear, and just swing your leg up over top there. And next thing you know, and then they say, squeeze your knees together so that you don't slide off, but also to hang on. Like grab the hold of the back of the ears, because it's one thing when the elephant is crouched down. It's another when the elephant, and in this instance, she got up on her all fours, and it is a quick ride.
Yep, I bet.
I mean, you go from being about 6 feet off the ground to 13 to 14 feet off the ground.
And suddenly that fall doesn't look quite as cushiony.
No. And another thing, make sure you're not close to a door frame or anything like that.
Yeah.
Because you could bump your head real quick. But it was really cool to walk into the big tent there and see all the crowd and, yay, hey, how you doing? And then I'm waving and I got to make sure I don't fall off this elephant in front of everybody.
So when you were riding the elephant, was it inspecting you with its trunk or anything?
No.
Okay.
Didn't have that experience.
It was very well trained.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have been kissed by a camel, though.
Me too. Camels love me.
Yeah. What is that?
I don't know. At Cedar Point, they have like a petting zoo area, and you go pet the camels. And I went with a group of my friends one year, and the camels just took to me so fast. They wanted my attention and not anybody else's. It was bizarre.
And what is today? Hump Day!
That's true. Yeah.
We had a camel here locally. Ezekiel was his name. I think Ezekiel has since passed, but this is in the early days of Dan and Mike. We were doing the food drive down in Central Center, back when there was a grocery store there, and Ezekiel was brought to be an attraction. So we went over to get our picture taken with Ezekiel. Well, I'm holding on to the reins. I'm standing closest to why this happens. Mike always found a way to get out of this kind of stuff. But I'm between Mike and Ezekiel. And Ezekiel turns and puts his face right on mine, and there's a picture. I'll have to track this down. I think I shared it on our Facebook page. But here I am leaning back, and I'm getting the smooch from Ezekiel, and Mike is just laughing his face off.
Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah. There was no tongue involved. If the tongue would have been involved, maybe it would have reached over to Mike. And then he could have enjoyed just as much as well.
Right. While you talk here, I've got an idea for a 10-second segment, just real quick. I had this idea the other day, and I just remembered that I want to do it. So go ahead with your wrap-up stuff, and I'll pull up when I need to.
Okay. All right. That's it for the program today. We are back at it with another special edition tomorrow here on Litter Media Live. For life of me, I can't remember what it is. Let me look at my notations here real quick. And tomorrow, Brian Grigsby will be in from the Scioto Valley FCA. Gus Macker is back May 30th and 31st, and we'll be talking about Fellowship of Christian Athletes, how they're involved with Gus Macker, how things went last year, and what their expectations are for this year. So, are you...
I'm ready.
You're done?
What is the length of Last Train to London by ELO? I've always been...
Song length?
Yes, I've always been fascinated. If you don't know about Dan Ramey, because of his long, illustrious career in radio...
Now, keep in mind, we didn't always play some of these songs.
If you give him a top 10 hit or a top 40 from the years that he was active, there's a good chance he might know the exact length of it.
It helps me get through an MRI because I know the length of some of these songs. But that was not one that we played on a regular basis. Again, the name of the song?
Last Train to London.
Is
there a different ELO song that was more popular that you might know?
Oh, Telephone Line.
Okay. What's the length for Telephone Line?
I think Telephone Line is it around 6 minutes?
Let's see.
We're checking.
It is not. It's 4 minutes and 39 seconds.
4:39. Okay. But you didn't give me did I have to be exact?
I didn't. I sprung this segment on you.
You did.
Very by surprise.
I was not prepared for that.
Because the other day you were talking about your MRI and we had this conversation.
Yeah.
And I thought I should do a surprise segment where I surprise Dan with a list of songs and try to see if he can get the lengths.
Well, the last MRI that I experienced, I asked for Chicago. And they said, okay, so they don't play all the Chicago songs. You get a Chicago song and then something that was from Chicago's era. So the song that was being played was Love Me Tomorrow, which is around 3:43. And then they followed that up with something from REO Speedwagon, which is about 4:23. So that helped me get through like the first 8 minutes and they said it was going to be about 13 minutes long. So I only got 3 songs out of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But thanks to my DJ days of when you would play a song and then realize, okay, I've got 3 minutes left on this song to go do whatever I need to get done or set up for the next song to be played.
So is there a certain year where you might know the top 40 a little better?
I was a disc jockey for the first part of my radio career, but from 1994 on, I was pretty much talk radio.
Huh.
So you put me in the 70s and 80s, yeah, I got you. But get me out of that, and
all right,
it all goes off the rails.
Well, we'll try this segment again, and we'll try to do it a little better.
Okay. Maybe I'll brush up while you're doing that.
Yep.
So, all right, that's it for the program. We appreciate you spending time with us here on Litter Media Live. Back at it again tomorrow as we talk about Gus Macker and another edition of Litter Media Live here on this same channel.